Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us and welcome to another edition of What's Happening Wednesday. This is a weekly roundup show that I like to do on this channel, which gives me the perfect opportunity to do exactly that. Keep you guys updated with things that are found going on in the world of Transformers. I'll let you know what's happening with this YouTube channel and of course my Instagram, which is toys_R_us. This is going to be part one of two again. I've got over 24 things already to go through with you. So part one today, this part's just going to be 12, and then this of course gives more opportunity for things to happen overnight for myself, or maybe just later on in the day, depending on where you are in the world. So let's get started. And this is something again that I feature on this channel quite a lot because I think it's brilliant. We've discussed this lots of times. I love the fact that the designers, the developers from Hasbro are interacting with everybody. And this is the turn again of Sam Smith. And it's, I suppose it's a bit of his insights into the Nest Bonecrusher. So what we've got there, this is taken from his Instagram. Basically and there's a load of write-up with all this as well, to be honest. So it is interesting to read. I'm not going to go through it all now, but if you check out his Instagram page, or indeed the articles on T-Formers or TFW 2005, so we've got some computer-generated images at first. Of course, they did Bonecrusher and Ratchet. I've just got the images here for Bonecrusher, which I think is a great toy anyway, to be honest. I really think it's fantastic. There we've got of it from all angles. We've also got some things that you might not see or might not have noticed. On the side of the vehicle, it says, "All Hail Megatron." I think that's brilliant. I never have noticed that before and wouldn't even have noticed it, I suppose, unless he pointed it out. Then we've got some actual stock images. And I know that they're redecos of existing molds, but again, it's giving people like myself, or perhaps people who haven't brought any Studio Series figures at all, the opportunity to buy these figures, which are now going up in value more and more. There he is in the packaging, Voyager class, 33 steps. I imagine quite complicated, and to be honest, I'm looking forward to getting hold of one myself in the future. There's also a video on this. Again, you can see I've taken this from T-Formers, the website. So sorry, TFW 2005 for this one. Right, then what we've got here is, I was going to do a video on this over the weekend. This is, of course, Transformers earthspark. So in Australia, they had a huge, I suppose, like a Comic-Con or event. And of course, they said they were going to be previewing, which they have done. We've got here Terran Twitch in his packaging. I think he's a he. I hope he's a he. Sorry if he's not. There is the alternate mode. Again, windowless packaging. And it had the rest of the, some of the other figures as well. So mainly focusing on this new character, to be honest. There, of course, was one of the display stands. And then there was a few more images of some of the smaller things, seeing how they're coming packaged as well. So you've got the tiny little ones in their own little boxes, next size up, open package again like so. And indeed right up to the, I suppose, deluxe, or I suppose they look more like Cyberverse Commander sort of size figures. And then, of course, to the larger ones, which I suppose are on the same par as a leader class figure. But funnily enough, it's an open package, whereas leader class obviously are sealed boxes, or windowless boxes, shall we say. But again, looking interesting. There's Megatron. And I think the biggest thing, and the consensus with the people who I seem to speak to, is that we were expecting it maybe to be a bit like Rescue Bots or something like that. But it's actually looking a lot better than that. So to be honest, I'm quite looking forward to watching it. Moving on to something else that they just keep teasing us with, but now we've got the full images. So God Delta is the name of the fully combined special fans hobby project figure that was going to be also released with the Chosen Prime, and it's of course going to be a convention exclusive, but you can order it as well from Fans Hobby. So we've seen this image already. So of course it is their take on Jinrai, Super Jinrai, shall we say. So these are the first images that we saw. Then we saw, I say, their version of God Bomber, which again looks fantastic. Now we've got the fully combined mode. So they are calling this God Delta, because obviously you've got the Delta Magnus reference and of course the God Bomber reference. There of course is the standard, again, I suppose it's the shattered glass colour, but with the Delta Magnus cab. But there is the full parts to it all. Now we've also got a price. It's $335 to order. And you can order it pretty much as soon as the convention starts off. For us in England, unfortunately, that's £315 plus shipping, not including taxes. So that's going to end up costing us about $450 to $500. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to pass. Well, not that I think it's amazing, but it's something that I'm going to have to pass on for that price. But look at how good it looks together, and everybody knows me, or anybody who watches this channel will know that I've got a real soft spot for Japanese figures, and I think that is a brilliant and a beautiful take on a very, very good figure. Anyway, moving on. Entertainer, funnily enough, another English shop, maybe Irish, not too sure, but definitely UK. There is the Titan Changer Optimus. There is the packaging. So we're not saying this is official Rise of the Beasts or anything yet. This is just the packaging that's going to come in. And for those of you who may remember, this was some pictures of the actual toy we saw a few months back, in honesty. So it's very basic, but it does obviously transform. And it's interesting that they're moving on to some of the Beast Wars characters as well. Okay, moving on to something else I've got to be honest, I don't know too much about. So this is a card game. It's released by Vanch Studios, and it's an AR card game. There's loads of information on this, again off TFW 2005. The cards on it look really good, to be honest. And there's the instructions on it. There's a huge video. There's a huge write-up. You can see I've just took some screenshots of some of the cards. So we've got Impactor, Optimus Prime. We've got all the, I suppose I just took pictures of the main ones. Megatron, Optimus in alternate mode, Megatron in alternate mode, and then of course Bumblebee. As I've said, there is an abundance of cards for you to look at. There's also a video there, sort of, I suppose, explaining what it is. There's a bit of spiel on the top, and it says it's a Transformers AR card game by Vanch Studios. We've got images of a Heroic Starter Pack and an Autobot Premium Pack. Card boxes, they were found at Hong Kong retail, and we haven't heard of this. Basically, it's just come out of nowhere. There's the entire section of the game on their website, so you can go to Vanch Studios website. You can check out all the cards, rules and short demos on this particular video as well. So there's no concrete information if it's going to be released in the US or the rest of the world, but it is available and you can have a look at it on the Vanch Studios website. Right, moving on to some in-hand images of a figure that I know loads of people are excited about. So I know we've seen quite a few images of this figure already, but it's nice to see some official ones and again some actual, I suppose, exactly that. So not some computer generated ones or not with the standard Hasbro backgrounds, with some ones on a shelf being displayed. There of course is the gimmick which opens up and it's got the blaster. The head sculpt is looking fantastic. I didn't realise, well, I might be wrong, but these photos make it look like it's a metallic sort of reflective head, and I didn't pick that up in any of the other pictures I've seen of him. There's just a quick shot of the instructions. Perhaps it's going to be quite difficult. 26 steps, and there again, as I say, luckily enough for some people, that they are for sale on the shelves with the Armada Starscream. Again, Voyager class size figures looking quite big, in honesty. Couple more shots. I love, we've got obviously all the factions, all the different logos appearing on, and then a few shots of the beast mode as well. Fantastic stuff. Okay, moving on, funnily enough, again, another Hasbro designer, Maher. He's come and put his tuppence or his thoughts and processes into the Creatures Collide 4-pack, and I love the honesty on it, and I love the fact that in a way he is trying to do things, because he knows that they're doing lots of repaints and redecos at the moment with all these, and obviously we've got the couple of heads, and funnily enough there's a paragraph in here. I'm just going to show you from what he said. There's all the accessories for those of you who haven't seen the pack or seen the reviews, and again just some great shots from his Instagram, his Instagram page, shall we say. And here's a bit of the write-up. There's a load of write-up. He said loads of things, but what I really like about the fact that he says he's been trying really hard to have secret features hidden in the first molds of characters releases between the redeco ones. So for obvious reasons, again, he's aware and they know that they're going to be doing redecos, so it sweetens the deal. Exactly that, if you're going to buy a redeco release. So the midsection torso was the idea that he and Kuro-san worked on with the redeco Ransack. And yeah, he's put there a set of eyes saying, keep your eye out for more features such as these. So they're aware that they're using lots of same molds and redecoing, but it's nice that they're putting additional features in. Exactly that. I suppose they're like Easter eggs, aren't they? I love the two heads for which came with Ransack, which made Kickback the original Generation 1 toy. That was just a brilliant little gimmick that I suppose they didn't have to put in, but I thought it was fantastic. So this is amazing. This is Newage H45 EX Firefox G1 toy version. So everybody's doing the redecos, everybody's using the same molds and making new figures, but this is spectacular. So this is Newage's take on Jetfire, which we saw not so long ago, Skyfire shall we say, but this is of course the G1 Jetfire toy, and I always get them mixed up. Of course Skyfire was in the cartoon, Jetfire was the actual toy that was released. I wish I knew exactly why, probably due to licensing and things like that, but as you can see, I make mistakes and get confused with it sometimes. But look at this, the deco on it is fantastic. There's even a different faceplate if you want it. What an amazing looking figure, absolutely stunning. Of course, we've got some pose pictures. There's no obviously faction on the chest, which is brilliant, and we've got the same G1 gun, and then we've got an actual market shot as well there from Newage, which again looks brilliant. Okay, moving on, these are something else again that are fantastic. Shockwave Labs, this is their gap filling kit for Shattered Glass Ultra Magnus. So what you're seeing there, it doesn't really look like much, but when we do look at this picture, that's all the gaps that they are filling up. So on the shins, on the tops of the forearms, everywhere. So if you're wondering what you get inside the pack, you get 2 shoulder armor, 2 arm, 2 thigh, and 4 calf. And that is what Shockwave Labs 154 is. If you want to get that kit yourself, that's the number you need to look out for. Talking about reissues and talking about, as I say, Studio Series figures, if you're still after this figure, this is the next leak, allegedly, of a figure that is going to be reissued. This is going for sky-high prices at the moment on eBay. It is, of course, the Voyager class Bumblebee Optimus Prime figure, and JT Prime has found a listing of that figure, so it does look like we're going to get reissues of that as well, which I'm sure will please a lot of people because at the moment the price for that is crazy. Right, 2 more things very quickly. One is that there's yet another, a little teaser, a 40-second teaser of earthspark on all of the platforms of social media with regards to Paramount, Transformers and Nickelodeon, and indeed on T-Formers and TFW 2005. This one's interesting though because it features Dr. Meridian, or Mandroid, which is of course going to be the main villain or the arch enemy. So that's an interesting watch. Have a look at that. And then the final thing, as I was about to say, which I can't wait for, and I'm definitely going to do another video. I don't know whether to do a live, watching it with reactions, doing it live. What do you think about that idea? Or just do a, I suppose, a reaction afterwards by the time we've got all the pictures together. But this is, of course, Hasbro Pulsecon. That is this weekend. The only information we've got so far is that Transformers is going to be on the Friday. So out of the 2-day thing, Transformers is going to be on the Friday. And there's a bit of a spiel right up here. There's a full write-up on loads of social media platforms of all of the toy brands and genres that are going to be used. The brands, of course, sorry, are all Hasbro. The genres are meant like Power Rangers, Star Wars, etc. But what it says for Transformers is join the Hasbro Transformers merchandise, marketing and design teams as we reveal the next evolution of Transformers legacy. Get ready for a fusion of your favourite Transformers characters into the next phase of Transformers Generations line. We're bringing you the next figures in the Shattered Glass collection as well, and we have to say he's a pretty rad dude. This exclusive reveal continue as we roll out the origin story of one of the most legendary bots on Cybertron. It's got to be Soundwave. It has to be Soundwave. But the interesting thing is, which mould will it be? Will it be the Netflix or will it be the Siege one? We can't wait to see. So, coming up on this channel, I have finally managed to get a transformation video of this guy done. It's taken about 10 minutes, but I've tried to do it as detailed as possible so you can see just how intricate it is. It is fantastic. I'm going to do this other Cosmos. I've had requests to do this other Cosmos, so I'm going to get a video done on him as soon as possible. Also, I've had confirmation that my Legacy Wave 2 has arrived, so hopefully I'll be getting them at some point this week as well. I've got a bonus little unboxing video as well I'm going to put up at some point because that came this morning. It's just, I suppose it's a bit of a junker, but it's something that's going to be very useful over the next couple of days for myself, so we'll play a bit of a guessing game with that. And as always, I'll just keep everybody updated as much as I can, but I'll be seeing you guys in 10-12 hours for part 2. Thank you to everybody who took part in the 1 million view stream. It was fantastic. I ended up going for 2.5 hours, much longer than I expected, but it was so much fun. I'm going to be doing these at least monthly. I had so much fun. I know there were so many people who missed it and who wanted to take part, so I'll keep you guys posted with updates on that and when I'm going to be doing it. So a couple of weeks time, I'll be definitely doing another one, and as I say, I'll be definitely doing a reaction, maybe a live reaction to the Hasbro Pulse event this weekend as well. Huge thank you as always for your continued support. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching. Like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe.